Now to an update on the deadly coronavirus. China's Hubei province, where the virus is believed to have emerged, reported a record rise in the number of deaths and roughly 15,000 new infections. However, the spike is due in large part to some new reporting methods for the virus, confirming cases using CT scans instead of RNA tests. The local health commission says that allows healthcare workers there to isolate patients faster. Meanwhile, the Hubei province extended business and school shutdowns until at least now February 21st. Some of those disruptions hitting industry across China. Economists have been trying to measure the virus's economic impact, and they're now using some unconventional methods. To discuss this and so much more, Liesman is back.
Morning, Sorkin. The uncertainty about the flu data from China, along with the general unreliability of Chinese numbers, has economists and analysts scrambling for alternative sources to gauge the economic impact. In just one example, Nicholas Colas, co-founder of DataCheck Research, is watching publicly available pollution data from Wuhan.
I saw this.
Colas told me, quote, Wuhan is way below the rest of the country in terms of generation of pollution, which fits the narrative that it's still locked down. We downloaded a bunch of this data yesterday. Here's one of the metrics he follows. Fine particulate matter in the Wuhan air, available from the World Air Quality Index website, where you can get 6 different measures. It shows a plunge for the first part of February and well below the monthly average, even after the end of the extended Lunar New Year break. Pollution has come back just a bit. You can see it there. In this case, a potential sign of at least some rebound in economic activity. At J.P. Morgan, they're monitoring a host of indicators, including coal consumption, which is down 40%, and real estate activity down 90% below historical averages. Among the most interesting gauges that they've calculated, traffic delays in Guangzhou. Relative to recent years, the data for the bustling port city shows traffic delays never bounced back. That's the blue line, as they normally do after the Lunar New Year holiday. That's day 0. And so what they're measuring is the average from
the
those days.
The orange line is what
is the average. What normally happens. It comes back, and this is the sort of number of multiples of travel time. Those delays began increasing a bit in the past couple of days, but you can see they trended back down yesterday and remain far below normal patterns. The lengths analysts are going to find these new sources shows just how unreliable they think the Chinese data is, and that was kind of underscored this morning. It also shows how critical they think China is to gauging the outlook for the U.S. economy and for markets. If you look at these pollution maps, they're very interesting. Beijing and the Northeast Industrial Center is all red, and it's always all red, which means terrible air quality. And because of what's happening now with the lockdown in the center of the country and where Wuhan is, it's yellow. And just by reference, the air quality index in Wuhan today is 76. It's normally well above 100, and New York is 16.
Can't we just ask the Chinese how things are going in Wuhan? No, we can't.
If we could, Joe, I wouldn't have done that report and spent all day crunching pollution data.
Part of the problem.
That is the problem.
Yeah,
that is
we got to do backflips to try and figure out what's going on there. That's not the way to
what they're
manage.
Doing. And everybody's looking for an edge here to try to say, well,
it's not the way to manage a pandemic.
That I can understand better what's going on relative to the data. And there's just they're looking at tourism numbers, they're looking at the airline numbers, they're looking at all sorts of things that are really fascinating ways to get around the unreliability of the data.